everybody, welcome to another edition of Toddster's Magical Mystery Review. I'm your host Toddster, and today we're going to take a look at the monthly extra review. And this month we're going to take a look at the Compleat Beatles. Yes, this is a somewhat long-lost documentary. Came out in 1982 from MGM and Delilah Films, directed by Patrick Montgomery and narrated by Malcolm McDowell, as if you remember from Clockwork Orange, as Alex. And this film really holds a special place in myself, because this was sort of like my Beatles 101 study, and it's one of the first things I ever saw about the Beatles. When I was just a little kid, and I really love this. I really love this film, which actually was made to help promote. Well, it was first made to promote this 2-volume songbook that they put out previously, and somewhere down the line, this film had like a life of its own, and it was a big bestseller in the video market, and it was shown in theaters for a little bit, just in time for the 20th anniversary of the Beatles in America and all that. But this is a wonderful film. So. Well, if you know about the Beatles story, this is basically, it's about the Beatles, and there's some great moments in here. I mean, it started off with McDowell's beautiful monologue. The Beatles, poets of a generation, heroes of an era, and and yet we see all sorts of people, associated with the band. Jerry Marsden from Jerry and the Pacemakers, Alan Williams, the Beatles' first manager. I want my commission. I had to do that, but anyway, and Bill Harry, John's art college friend and editor of the Mersey Beat magazine, and Bob Willer, Kevin DJ, Billy J. Kramer, and George Martin, and Billy Preston. All sorts of people appear in this movie, and there's lots of great moments in here as well. When Jerry Marsden discussed about the skiffle craze, and how everyone turned a country song into a rocker, and I really get a kick out of him saying "aki daki," but and also when Alan Williams received a letter from Howie Casey from Derry and the Seniors, and later played with Paul and Wings, and saying that if you send that bomb group, which he meant the Beatles, you ruin everything in Hamburg, and yet we see some clips from all sorts of stuff, like the Washington D.C. concert, and bits from the Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane promo films, which the Strawberry Fields really scared me to death when I first saw it. It was so freaky, but and of course the fan, one of the fans little Paul McCartney painting, a sprouts of a new generation, and also when it gets to when they talk about Revolver, when they play Tomorrow Never Knows, they have the album cover spinning round, and all sorts of directions and all that. But well, that's all I have to say about that's probably all I have to say about this documentary. Well, except that my closing remark, you know, apart from the anthology, this is the best Beatles documentary there is. It's a shame that it's not on DVD, and from my understanding, Paul sort of took this off the shelf, saying, when the anthology came out, he sort of like, took this off the shelf and saying, this is not the definitive biography, wait till the anthology. Yeah, but, this is a wonderful film. It's brilliantly researched and, filled with rare footage and photos and remarkable narration from Malcolm McDowell. And and if you do come across a copy of this, on video or an unofficial DVD, somewhere in the black market, go get it. And I do recommend this, and I would give this 5 Beatles out of 5. And as for the 5th Beatle, I would say Alex is the 5th Beatle. I was cured, all right. So that's the Compleat Beatles. So my name is Toddster. You just watched another magical mystery review, and I'll see you around. Till then, toodaloo.